back. It's New Mutator joined once again by Switch, and it's Game 3 in the match between the Syndicate and the Myth Pagans. The Winners Series 2016. So this is earlier on in the tournament, week 3 still. Myth Pagans surprisingly coming out in Game 2, so they're up 1-0. There's a tie as well from Game 1. So week 3, Game 3 in this match. What do you have to say?
Well, just notice Parrot Falcon here already plugging Paris's Twitch feed in the chat.
Oh yeah, oh
Well,
yeah.
I
Look at
mean,
that.
props to Paris for putting this live, which was great to watch.
Oh yeah, yeah. I actually wasn't able to catch it, but yeah, I think that's a pretty cool thing that he's doing. If I had a faster machine, I would probably look into doing something like that, but not yet anyway. Plus, I don't have very much time these days. I ended up missing week 2 completely in terms of casts, but I've got to say it's good that I get to cast here week 3. And this match supposedly is pretty close, so we'll see how it goes. Barbarian Valley is the name of this map.
Yeah,
So,
classic tournament edition dark
last
map.
man on the hill. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of dancing around this flag on these little dunes or whatever you call them. It's going to be very interesting. That's where the action typically takes place. Some flanking action as well. The high ground's very important.
Yeah,
Um,
Lord Scary Owl gonna probably grab those high grounds. He's got the superior trading position.
oh, is the southern start favored?
I'm thinking. Well, maybe not here. Actually, depends how they're gonna play this one out. If they try to flank around, might want to have the north. I don't know.
Well, both teams going to max out Tro at 3 and probably fetch as well with 8. So, yeah, it looks that way. A few Solus taken here. It looks like 12 Solus from LSO and the Myth Pagans, and looks like one. No, let me see.
Very similar
Four,
trades. Yeah.
8, 10, 13. So they're going to have a 1 Solus advantage on the Syndicate. Yeah, the trades
Yeah, I
are
mean,
pretty similar.
these trades are like practically identical. So it's gonna be a maneuver.
A
It's
couple
gonna
of
decide this one.
extra spiders for the Myth Pagans. 3 mortar dwarves for each team. Yeah, almost identical trades. Very, very similar. We'll see how it goes down. On each team, we have joining LSO, Killer King, Falcon, Toxin, Samuel, Scary Monster, Mike Khan, and Cryptos, I think, is observing. Doesn't look like he's actually playing. So 7 people for them. Vihan is going to be observing on the Syndicate. Paris is going to be joined by Akira, Argos, Wank, Evil Jake, Adrenaline, and Rar.
You
There we
got
go.
Adrenaline coming in with the Trow. Samuel gonna face him up center.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good matchup. Adrenaline and Samuel on Tro.
Flag captured.
And yeah, as you said, LSO was favored, or Myth Pagans are favored for that flag, grabbing it.
Yeah, I always feel in these kind of games, this seems like the most inconsequential time. Everybody's just fanning out, but the way they're gonna place each other here is always what's most interesting.
Oh yeah, the positioning is huge, because in Myth it's a little bit slower pace than most other games, so closing the distance takes a little bit longer. So the positioning is, and this isn't to take anything away from Myth, because that's why Myth is a huge tactical game, where positioning counts for a little bit more than it would in many other games.
So you got Paris and Rar controlling the fetch for the Syndicate, and yeah, they're taking their time here, flanking way out.
Well, they basically have all game to figure out exactly how they want to go about doing this, because basically it's last man on the hill. So whichever team controls the flag by the end of the timer, when the timer expires in less than 8 minutes, is going to be the winner. And actually, I was wondering, Scary Monster was just sort of hanging out on that ridge. I don't know what he was doing, but the Myth Pagans are going to need him if they're going to want anything to happen here. They can't really push without him. The Solus.
Just watching for those initial blunders here.
Oh yeah, Adrenaline taking a little bit of damage. Tro are pretty resistant to explosives, so not a whole lot of damage happening at this point.
He's playing really aggressive. I mean, he's coming in here, he's trying to put the pressure on. He wants to push them back.
Oh yeah, he's trying to come in from the side, and he might be able to do some damage here if Mike Khan doesn't reorient himself. And actually, Rar's right on his heels, so Adrenaline's going to try to bait the melee with that Rar can just explode with his wall of fetch here.
Yeah, I'm worried about Mike. I mean, he's in quite a position here. He's got this trial coverage,
Oh,
but it's
here
going
we
to get
go.
ugly.
Yeah, Killer King taking some damage. They are going to reposition, and actually that's the signal here. Evil Jake is going to try to move up, but Lord Scary Owl is there. Oh, Lord Scary Owl losing a Mortar Dwarf. He is able to get a shot off. Rar is fine though in the meantime, and actually
Killer King is really exposed here. He's getting zapped.
Lord Scary Owl is in a very bad position. He's almost lost his second Mortar Dwarf, and actually the Tro are going to go at it. Samuel is going to get one Tro stoned already, and Adrenaline is going to have the advantage. Moving up with those sensitive melee units, though, basically Rar can just destroy those. And he is trying to...
The percents are collapsing here. It's 10% up for the Syndicate.
Right. Actually, Rar lost all of his fetch there, so I'm not sure that the Syndicate was advantaged very much by that. However, they do have a melee advantage, a significant melee advantage, I think, at this point, as the other flank, something similar is happening sans the Tro, which are still there. I think the Tro do have the advantage in terms of health for Adrenaline. And
yeah, he came out of that pretty well. He was able to put a little trap there and put some pressure on, do some kills.
The problem, though, is that they don't have fetch on that side. However, I think the fetch was lost for the Myth Pagans as well. So I think that's actually why they're not really able to do much here.
Mike and Rar had the fetch on opposite teams, and they just cleaned each other up. This is within seconds.
5 minutes remaining.
I think Rar was able to do a little bit more though with his 69.54%. It's looking like the advantage is with the Syndicate here.
Well, the momentum they gained from that rush was incredible. They captured the hill here. There's pushing.
Oh yeah,
pushing
yeah.
back.
It's their game to lose at this point, as the Myth Pagans have to regroup and kind of figure out what they can do. They do have a disadvantage, particularly in terms of Solus. If you look at the Solus remaining, those are going to be crucial here because these Tro can really... That's kind of the soft counter to Tro, is the Solus. And that's typically what their job is on maps like these, is to target the Tro. Before pretty much any other unit. That's their highest priority. So, I mean, Samuel's...
Scary Monster's out of position here.
Yeah, Scary Monster he doesn't seem to really be... I don't think he understands exactly what his role is in this game.
They're just going for this rush. I mean, this is it.
This doesn't really look very good for the Myth Pagans. They're really all out of position. Syndicate's waiting for them and ready. They do have a fetch here, the Myth Pagans, but Argos is waiting. He can come in and clean things up if he wants, and looks like that's exactly what he's gonna do. Samuel already lost one of his Tro. Will probably lose another. He's gonna see what he can do against these Solus, but it doesn't look good. Myth Pagans are being all but cleaned up. They have Mike with one remaining fetch, and Scary Monster with one with Zerk. And I think that's going to be it. Yeah, Samuel was cleaned up.
Absolute brutality. Unbelievable.
They just, I think they realized how down they were, and just out of they did a desperation rush, and they lost too much of their melee, too much of their force just in general to really push uphill into that and win.
You gotta hand it to Adrenaline for the Syndicate. I mean, he put the pressure on that initial
Oh
rush
yeah.
on the flanks, and that was the momentum that drove the whole rest of the game. Really.
Adrenaline, 28 kills, 90 damage. It's about a third of his team's damage, almost a third.
Yeah, raw big numbers with the fetch too. Look at that,
Oh yeah,
62,
14
14
kills.
kills.
Yeah, and Evil Jake even had 50 damage. I think Evil Jake had, what did he have? Solus, and was that it? I think he just had Solus. I think he actually played that pretty well. Um, for LSO and the Myth Pagans, Mike Khan, 58 damage, 15 kills. So he managed to match RAR. And
Yep, they were fighting each other with those fetch coming out, as you say, pretty close on the exchange.
yep,
If
they
it
came
hadn't
out
been for
even.
the
They came out even.
trow.
Yeah, that was it. Was as the Tro battle, Samuel managed only 10 kills, 66 damage. 66 is a lot of damage, but if you compare the kills, 28 on Adrenaline and 10 on Samuel, you can see where how Syndicate was able to kind of snag that advantage.
Yeah, you gotta feel sorry for the Pagans at this point. Looking at some of these numbers here, I mean, I feel like they really got caught off guard here.
Yeah, they threw
They,
those
you know,
spiders in, and the spiders really were just wasted trading points. I think, they were, those spiders. What you want to do with the spiders is kind of like slip them through and attack the sensitive units, or put the fetch, kind of throw them off kilter. Maybe harass the Solus. But if they're fighting in the melee battle and they're clumped, they're just easy kills for the fetch, and pretty much anything else that they're fighting against. It's hard to really make that work. And let's look at Scary Monster, because I want to see how he performed. 0 kills, 6 damage. So yeah, he was kind of a liability, I think, for the Myth Pagans, at least in this game. Although, I don't think he was alone in that. I mean, look at Killer King. Killer King didn't really perform very well either, and which is interesting because in the previous game, he managed to perform very well.
yeah, real again. You can see like I feel like they just got caught by that rush. They didn't realize how aggressive it was going to be. Look at Paris, right?
Yeah.
He's got pretty good ratios here, but really he didn't have to do that much. He just sat kind of on the flank and watched it play out. I feel like they coordinated that. Syndicate put that together very well.
Well, if all he had to do was watch, then I mean, he did pretty well for watching. 41 damage. That's more than everyone except for 2 players on the opposing team.
Oh yeah, keeping up that steady pressure and just boiling them down slowly but surely, and then coming in for the kill at the end. I mean, it's classic.
But there's a lot that these metrics don't measure, and like the effect that your positioning has on the way that the game plays out is one of those things. So yeah, perhaps his contribution wasn't in the numbers alone. But
No, definitely not. Cap must have put that strategy together. The captain.
oh yeah, but I think a lot of it too was just saying, all right, Adrenaline, here's the Tro, do what you do best, and just kind of letting him, giving him free reign to seize opportunities as he saw fit.
Yeah, I definitely saw. Like I say, Sam he was in a real deadly fight there with Adrenaline. It's the kind of stuff you like to see.
Yeah, kind of interesting, Adrenaline, to see Adrenaline come out on top. But what do you expect? Adrenaline is considered one of the better players at this point in time, particularly with the dark unit, kind of the Tro and everything. He's actually a pretty well-rounded player. Um, he can pretty much do it all.
But him and Sam, very very good. Like I'm just looking at the total team damage, 194 for LSO to 312 for the Syndicate there. So like, 100 damage is a good difference, but not as much as it could have been. They got him down over 50%, overall.
Well, there's damage, but I think damage is deceiving. If you look at the kills, there's easily double the kills there for the Syndicate.
Yeah, absolutely.
So pretty well played. That's going to be game 3 as they, like I said, we were discussing this in the previous game. How is the Syndicate going to react to this, to dropping game 2? And yeah, I wasn't expecting them to be very cautious. I think that I think they realized that what screwed them in game 2 was the overly confident trade. And so in this game, they went for more, conservative trade. As we saw, both teams took the almost identical trades, and but they executed very aggressively. And I think that that's what they needed to do to win, and they did.
Yeah, I agree completely. It was interesting to see how they came out of that. The right move came out very very aggressive. Not what I was expecting at all.
All right. Well, we'll see how the Myth Pagans respond in game 4, and that's going to be the next game that we cast. So stick around for that.
Game over.